Multifamily Mindset
Podcast. Think bigger.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Dallas Pruitt, and welcome to another episode of the Multifamily Mindset Podcast here in 2024 with our new sequence. I'm excited to share a little bit of time with you today in light of our commitment. We're going to keep this to about 10 minutes. We still want shorter episodes, something that's simple, digestible, that you can take and then implement into your day-to-day. What we're going to focus on today is lies and BS stories. And look, the truth about you, about me, about all of us on here today is we are all guilty of telling ourselves lies at times. We are all guilty of buying into others' BS stories that they share with us. Let me hone in on some specifics here, and then at the end of today's episode, what I want to do is I want to give you an exercise that you can take action on to help yourself move forward and get outside of, move forward in truth and get outside of these lies that we tell ourselves. So, but before I do that, let's dive in here. Perception, your perspective, it shapes your reality. Now, that's powerful in and of itself, right? The way you perceive the world, the way you see it, the lens through which you view your world, the world inside your home, the world inside your business, the world inside your career, whatever. There's these subworlds inside the big world, right? That perception shapes your reality. That's why you can have multiple people in the same environment, and some of them are killing it, thriving, loving life, and others are absolutely miserable. Now, there are precipitating factors. Precipitating factors are basically these outliers that impact their overall mood inside that world, that us as people. So it might not be, the school that is having the direct negative impact on a person. That person might be showing up in that environment with some other precipitating factors that are diluting their overall attitude, experience, and everything else inside that environment. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about a negative, crappy attitude or a poor perspective, a diluted perspective, cloudy lenses, if you will. That's what we're talking about, is looking at your world through cloudy lenses, and how looking through those cloudy lenses can shape your reality to be cloudy. Another way of putting this is this: embracing a lie as a truth can wield the same impact on our lives, or believing a lie as if it were true will affect our life as if it were true. What I want to say today is this, that look, everyone out there is not deliberately deceiving you. In fact, the large majority that you revolve yourself or that you surround yourself with, they're not trying to deceive you. Again, that's for the most part. There are people out there. There are people in the industry, in the real estate industry. There are people in all industries. There are people in politics. There are people everywhere that, they have bad hearts and they are trying to deceive others. That's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about good people instilling or throwing their limiting beliefs onto you. That's what we're talking about today. What happens in this world is people will present their version of truth through word to you. And if you want to grow to become the greatest version of you, not the greatest, but the greatest version of you, and build the greatest version of the things you're building, then rejecting false narratives, that has to become your prerogative. You have to get really good at building some walls up. And in place of that, constantly seek absolute truths. And then allow those absolute truths to become part of your narrative, become part of the real, truthful story you tell yourself instead of the BS. There are a lot of BS stories that are out there that you or someone else has told you. Let me go through a few. One is that age matters. That age matters. And look, the truth is age is inconsequential. If you make a decision and you are committed to doing something, it doesn't matter whether you're 40, it doesn't matter whether you're 20, or it doesn't matter whether you're 70. If you are committed to that thing, you can do that thing. If you are fully 110% committed and realistic about your situation. Look, another one is that your family's past name or your family's name or your family's history, right? Your last name or your history dictate your future. Look, those things do not dictate your future at all. You are one of one. You are you. And look, if you want to go do something that's outside the norm or different or contrary to the patterns that have existed prior in your family tree, then guess what? You are fully capable of making that decision and bringing whatever that thing is to fruition. You are not a victim. You are not a victim. You are a hero of your own story. You are the hero of your own story. And you have a divine destiny. Look, nothing about you is fixed. I want to talk specifically to truth here, just given the amount of time we have together today. And that is that there's a few really important details here to weed some of this BS out. And that is this. Some people believe or try to make you believe, again, it's either you or someone else, right? The belief that you're fixed, that there's a cap, that there's a ceiling, that there's a limit that you can hit. And once you've hit it, you can't get beyond it. And the truth is, you will never know what you're fully capable of in terms of growth and bringing certain things to life, whether it's a business idea or that promotion or that body you've always wanted or whatever. You will never bring that to light and to reality until you've adopted the full truth that, one, you're capable, and two, you don't have a damn clue what you're really capable of until you're fully committed and you do it. Growth, you as a person, they're all for you as a person. Growth in your business, all of these things, they're absolutely more than possible. They're probable. They're inevitable. With the right mentality, with the right system, and an unwavering commitment and love for the process, growth is inevitable. There is nothing fixed about you. And here are some other truths. Success results come from choices you make, not the mere pursuit of trying to run it down. Your potential for greatness is limitless. You are deserving. You are capable. You can change. You can acquire new skills. These are all truths that the world tries to tell you otherwise, or others try to project their BS stories onto you about these things, or you yourself have gotten caught up in a limiting thought cycle telling yourself lies about these things. Stories, the stories you tell yourself and the stories you allow in, the truth is this: they hold unparalleled significance. So what I want you to do today is do yourself a favor. Let's all do ourselves a favor, and let's evaluate our current narrative. Is our current narrative that we are telling ourselves the story about our life and this journey we are on, is it vibrant or is it stagnant? Are you acting and being the hero, or are you acting and being the victim? Is this narrative one of discovery, adventure, and triumph, and plowing through adversity, hitting it head on, struggling, but struggling with your head up, hopeful? Or are you trudging through with your head held low, with your head hung? Are you infusing this story with love for God, for others, for yourself in the process? These are some honest questions that I invite you all to contemplate about your journey right now, today. Because your story's alignment with your desires, this grants you the real power to rewrite it at any point when it's not being written properly within truth. You are the author of your story. And it's your job to resist letting external narratives silence your voice. I invite you to anchor your revisions to your story in absolute truths, the ones we shared today on this episode of the podcast. Crafting your story, authoring your story, taking ownership of that process, it's very exhilarating. It's very exciting. And what you come to find is that your story is a bestseller waiting for you to just live into it. Part of this invite today with the episode is to stop waiting. Stop listening to your limiting thoughts and get out of that cycle. One of the exercises that you can do here is get out a piece of paper right after this closes off today, if you're in a position to do so. If not, come back to it a little bit later when time allots. Get out a piece of paper and just start writing down on the left side of this paper, start writing down all the BS stories and all the limiting thoughts or limiting stories that you are telling yourself inside of your head. I'm not good enough. I don't know enough yet to do that thing. Maybe it's technology based. Maybe you need to build some systems using some platforms. Maybe you need to do something else. Maybe you need to build out an email list. I don't know what stage of the game you're at in terms of growing your personal business or what your personal goals are, but whatever those things are, fear is something that will continue to try and rear its head into your life, into your mind, and into your systems and processes here for growing. So dig deep and be honest with yourself. What are those things you're telling yourself that you're incapable of doing, that you don't have enough resources for? Maybe it's around money. Maybe you have limiting thoughts around money and being able to raise capital, but not only raise capital, but put more of that green stuff into your bank account. Maybe scarcity is rearing its head in many different ways there. Look, whether it's scarcity thinking, whether it's fear-based thinking, it's all the same. It's limiting. It's limiting you. And most of it, again, most of it is lies. BS stories. You're scared. And that's good. You're scared because if you continue to move forward, right, there's a chance you might fail. Well, newsflash, you're going to fail. But failure is success in progress. You continue to plow forward. And you learn from that failure. And that's how you evolve, is by failing, learning from it, and then evolving as a person, doing a little bit better the next time. Time is on your side. Part of that fear is thinking that you don't have enough time, and you do. You do have enough time. People aren't going to care as much as you think. You got this. So again, write those limiting thoughts, write those limiting beliefs on the left-hand side, and then what I want you to do is I want you to flip all of them, and on the right-hand side, I want you to write the exact opposite. For example, if one of your limiting thoughts is, I don't know how to build, I don't know exactly what to do to build all of my systems on my platforms I'm needing to build right now. I'm technologically disadvantaged. What I want you to write is, I know all the things that I need to know, and I'm fully capable of building those systems on all the platforms. I'm technologically advanced. Now, again, you're not there yet. That's okay. Tell yourself the right story. Tell yourself the right story and then go live into that story. Go problem solve. Go grow. Go build. Go do. Have faith. Faith is greater than fear. So again, stop waiting, stop listening, start writing, keep writing, and live. Live in truth. Live and lead and build in truth. That is today's invite. Look, everybody, it's my pleasure to be able to spend time with you each week here on the MFM podcast. And as the year progresses, again, we want to share more tactical, more strategic resources and content to help you continue to grow as the leader you are in your life and find deep fulfillment in your professional and your personal pursuits. The best is yet to come. Again, my name is Dallas Pruitt, and we will see you guys back here on the podcast again next week.
Multifamily Mindset
Podcast. Think bigger.